Alright, microphone's on. Everything's working. Tick, tick. Happy days. What's going on here? Is this not working? There we go. Which is all good. Alright. Day 39 of the 1,000-day challenge. Let's get into some reading. Several dispositions or inclinations there be of the mind and understanding, which to be aware of thou must carefully observe, and whensoever thou doest discover them, thou must rectify them, saying to thyself concerning every one of them, this imagination is not necessary, this is uncharitable, this thou shalt speak as another man's slave or instrument, than which nothing can be more senseless and absurd. For the fourth, thou shalt sharply check and upbraid thyself, for that thou doest suffer that more divine part in thee, to become subject and obnoxious, to that more ignoble part of the body, and the gross lusts and concupiscence, oh my god, I can't say it again. One day I'll pronounce it right. Concupiscence.
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 Concupiscences.
Concupiscence, okay. What portion soever, either of air or fire there be in thee, although by nature it tend upwards, submitting nevertheless to the ordinance of the universe, it abides here below in this mixed body. So whatsoever is in thee, either earthly or humid, although by nature it tend downwards, yet is it against its nature both raised upwards, and standing, or consistent. So obedient are even the elements themselves to the universe, abiding patiently wheresoever, though against their nature, they are placed, until the sound, as it were, of their retreat and separation. Is it not a grievous thing, then, that thy reasonable part only should be disobedient, and should not endure to keep its place? Yea, though it be nothing enjoined that is contrary unto it, but that only which is according to its nature. For we cannot say of it, when it is disobedient, as we say of the fire, or air, that it tends upwards towards its proper element, for then goeth it the quite contrary way. For the motion of the mind to any injustice or incontinency, or to sorrow, or to fear, is nothing else but a separation from nature. Also when the mind is grieved for anything that has happened by the divine providence, then doth it likewise forsake its own place. For it was ordained unto holiness and godliness, which specially consist in an humble submission to God and his providence in all things, as well as unto justice. These also being part of those duties which are naturally sociable, we are bound unto, and without which we cannot happily converse one with another, yea, and the very ground and fountain indeed of all just actions. He that hath not one and the self-same general end always as long as he liveth, cannot possibly be one and the self-same man always. But this will not suffice, except thou add also what ought to be this general end. For as the general conceit and apprehension of all those things which upon no certain ground are by the greater part of men deemed good, cannot be uniform and agreeable, but that only which is limited and restrained by some certain proprieties and conditions, as of community, that nothing can be conceived good, which is not commonly and publicly good. So must the end also that we propose unto ourselves be common and sociable. For he that doth direct all his own private motions and purposes to that end, all his actions will be agreeable and uniform, and by that means will be still the same man. Remember the fable of the country mouse and the city mouse, and the great fright and terror that this was put into. Socrates was wont to call the common conceits and opinions of men, the common bugbears of the world, the proper terror of silly children. The Lacedaemonians, what is this word here? The Lacedaemonians. How do you pronounce that one? Good luck. Lacedaemonians, okay. The Lacedaemonians at their public spectacles were wont to appoint seats and forms for their strangers in the shadow. They themselves were content to sit anywhere. What Socrates answered unto Perdiccas why he did not come unto him, lest of all deaths I should die the worst kind of death, said he, that is, not able to requite the good that hath been done unto me. In the ancient mystical letters of the Ephesians, there was an item, that a man should always have in his mind some one or other of the ancient worthies. The Pythagoreans were wont betimes in the morning the first thing they did, to look up into the heavens, to put themselves in mind of them who constantly and invariably did perform their task, as also to put themselves in mind of orderliness, of good order, and of purity, and of naked simplicity, for no star or planet hath any cover before it. How Socrates looked, when he was fain to gird himself with a skin, Xanthippe, his wife, having taken away his clothes, and carried them abroad with her, and what he said to his fellows and friends, who were ashamed, and out of respect to him, did retire themselves when they saw him thus decked. In matter of writing or reading, thou must needs be taught before thou can do either, much more in matter of life. For thou art born a mere slave to thy senses and brutish affections, destitute without teaching of all true knowledge and sound reason. My heart smiled within me. They will accuse even virtue herself with heinous and opprobrious words. Opprobrious. What does opprobrious mean? Let's have a little look. Of language expressing scorn or criticism. Opprobrious.
Opprobrious. Opprobrious.
Right. Opprobrious words. Yep. I'm back. What's going on? As they that long after figs in winter when they cannot be had, so are they that long after children before they be granted them. As often as a father kisses his child, he should say secretly with himself, said Epictetus, tomorrow perchance shall he die. But these words be ominous. No words ominous, said he, that signify anything that is natural. In very truth and deed, not more ominous than this, to cut down grapes when they are ripe, green grapes, ripe grapes, dried grapes, or raisins. So many changes and mutations of one thing, not into that which was not absolutely, but rather so many several changes and mutations, not into that which hath no being at all, but into that which is not yet in being. Yep, still reading, still going. I'm going to get a bore-out one. I'm going to wear that at the gym, the old bore-out, see how long it takes for me to get kicked out. Might get banned. You probably got one at home. Of the free will there is no thief or robber, out of Epictetus. Whose is this also, that we should find a certain art and method of assenting, and that we should always observe with great care and heed the inclinations of our minds, that they may always be with their due restraint and reservation, always charitable, and according to the true worth of every present object. And as for earnest longing, that we should altogether avoid it, and to use averseness in those things only, that wholly depend on our own wills. It is not about ordinary petty matters, believe it, that all our strife and contention is, but whether with the vulgar we should be mad, or by the help of philosophy wise and sober, said he. Socrates said, what will you have? The souls of reasonable or unreasonable creatures? Of reasonable. But what? Of those whose reason is sound and perfect? Or of those whose reason is vitiated and corrupted? Of those whose reason is sound and perfect? Why then labour ye not for such? Because we have them already. What then do you so strive and contend between you? Oh, this book. Final chapter, whatever it is, the final book. The 12th book. Then we can find something else. Whatsoever thou doest hereafter aspire unto, thou mayest even now enjoy and possess, if thou doest not envy thyself thine own happiness. And that will be, if thou shalt forget all that is past, and for the future refer thyself wholly to the divine providence, and shalt bend and apply all thy present thoughts and intentions to holiness and righteousness, to holiness and accepting willingly whatsoever is sent by the divine providence, as being that which the nature of the universe hath appointed unto thee, which also hath appointed thee for that, whatsoever it be, to righteousness, in speaking the truth freely, and without ambiguity, and in doing all things justly and discreetly. Now in this good course, let not other men's either wickedness, or opinion, or voice hinder thee, no, nor the sense of this thy pampered mass of flesh. For let that which suffers look to itself, If therefore whensoever the time of thy departing shall come, thou shalt readily leave all things, and shalt respect thy mind only, and that divine part of thine, and this shall be thine only fear, not that some time or other thou shalt cease to live, but thou shalt never begin to live according to nature. Then shalt thou be a man indeed, worthy of that world, from which thou hadst thy beginning. Then shalt thou cease to be a stranger in thy country, and to wonder at those things that happen daily, as things strange and unexpected, and anxiously to depend of divers things that are not in thy power. God beholds our minds and understandings, bare and naked from these material vessels, and outsides, and all earthly dross. For with his simple and pure understanding he pierceth into our inmost and purest parts, from which his, as it were by a water pipe and channel, first flowed and issued. This, if thou also shalt use to do, thou shalt rid thyself of that manifold luggage, wherewith thou art round about encumbered. For he that does regard neither his body, nor his clothing, nor his dwelling, nor any such external furniture, must needs gain unto himself great rest and ease. 3 things there be in all, which thou doest consist of, thy body, thy life, and thy mind. Of these the 2 former are so far forth thine, as that thou art bound to take care for them. But the 3rd alone is that which is properly thine. If then thou shalt separate from thyself, that is from thy mind, whatsoever other men either do or say, or whatsoever thyself hast or whatsoever thou thyself hast heretofore either done or said, whatsoever other men either do or say, or whatsoever thou thyself hast heretofore either done or said, and all troublesome thoughts concerning the future, and whatsoever, as either belonging to thy body or life, is without the jurisdiction of thine own will, and whatsoever in the ordinary course of human chances and accidents doth happen unto thee, so that thy mind, keeping herself loose and free from all outward coincidental entanglements, always in a readiness to depart, shall live by herself, and to herself, doing that which is just, accepting whatsoever doth happen, and speaking the truth always. If, I say, thou shalt separate from thy mind whatsoever by sympathy might adhere unto it, and all time both past and future, and shalt make thyself in all points and respects like unto Empedocles and his allegorical sphere, all round and circular, and shalt think of no longer life than that which is now present, then shalt thou be truly able to pass the remainder of thy days without troubles and distractions, nobly and generously disposed, and in good favour and correspondency with that spirit which is within thee. I have often wondered how it should come to pass that every man loving himself best should more regard other men's opinions concerning himself than his own. For if any god or grave master standing by should command any of us to think nothing by himself by what he should presently speak out, no men were able to endure it. Though for one day thus do we fear more what our neighbours will think of us than what we ourselves. Hello, Kushtab. How are you? You doing well? How come it to pass that the gods, having ordered all other things so well and so lovingly, should be overseen in this one only thing, that whereas then have been some very good men that have been made many covenants as it were with God, and by many holy actions and outward services, contracted a kind of familiarity with him, that these men, when once they are dead, should never be restored to life, but be extinct forever. But this thou mayest be sure of, that this, if it be so indeed, would never have been so ordered by the gods, had it been fit otherwise. For certainly it was possible, had it been more just so, and had it been according to nature. The nature of the universe would easily have borne it. But now, because it is not so, if so be that it be not so indeed, be therefore confident that it was not fit, it should be so, for thou seest thyself, that now seeking after this matter, how freely thou doest argue and contest with God. But were not the gods both just and good in the highest degree, thou durst not thus reason with them. Now, if just and good, it could not be that in the creation of the world they should either unjustly or unreasonably oversee anything. Whoa. It's good to hear, my friend. What did you have for dinner? Or have you eaten yet? Shit, what do we have? I had some steak, mushrooms, and it was potato bake. Cheesy potato bake. It was very nice. Can't complain, sir. I can't complain. Lucky to get fed. Use thyself even unto those things that thou doest at first despair of. For the left hand we see, which for the most part lieth idle because not used, yet doth it hold the bridle with more strength than the right, because it hath been used unto it. Let these be the objects of thy ordinary meditation, to consider what manner of men, both for soul and body, we ought to be, whensoever death shall surprise us, the shortness of this our mortal life, the immense vastness of the time that hath been before, and will he after us, the frailty of every worldly material object, all these things to consider, and behold clearly in themselves, all disguisement of external, outside being removed and taken away. Again, to consider the efficient causes of all things, the proper ends and references of all actions, what pain is in itself, what pleasure, what death, what fame or honour, how every man is the true and proper ground of his own rest and tranquillity, and that no man can truly be hindered by any other, that all is but conceit and opinion. As for the use of the dogmata, thou must carry thyself in the practice of them, rather like unto a pancreatiates. That's that sport. Oh man, this word screwed me up. It's like a wrestling sport. No, the term pancratiast refers to a contestant or victor in the pancratium, which was an ancient Greek martial art. That's what Mighty Mouse does. He was a pancratiast. He did pancratia. He kicked ass with that style. Of one that is the same time both fights and wrestles with hands and feet, then a gladiator. For this, if he lose his sword that he fights with, he is gone. Whereas the other hath still his free hand, which he may easily turn and manage at his will. You don't remember your dinner? That's alright, I get like that a lot. See, I told you about JDM, didn't I? Oh, our boy got fucked up. You can't just sit there. You've got to move. You've got to move. If you sit there, you got to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. What do you mean? You were saying, you said JDM would win. What are you talking about? You said JDM. Carlos gonna win. You said JDM, didn't you? I swear you did. All worldly things thou must behold and consider, dividing them into matter, form, and reference, or their proper end. How happy is man, and this his power, that hath been granted unto him, that he needs not do anything but what God shall approve, that he may embrace contentedly whatsoever God doth send unto him. You reckon you say... No, I swear you said JDM. Either way, it doesn't matter. He went sleepy time. I didn't even know that was on last night. I didn't even know. They didn't advertise it well at all down in Australia. They did no advertisement whatsoever. A bit lazy on their end. Ah, well. All the Australians are dying off. It's not good. Back to the baseball for me. Whatsoever doth happen in the ordinary course and consequence of natural events, neither the gods, for it is not possible that they either wittingly or unwittingly should do anything amiss, nor men, for it is through ignorance, and therefore against their wills that they do anything amiss, must be accused. None then must be accused. How ridiculous and strange is he that wonders at anything that happens in this life in the ordinary course of nature. Either fate, and that either an absolute necessity and unavoidable decree, or a placable and flexible providence, of all is a mere casual confusion, void of all order and government. If an absolute and unavoidable necessity, why doest thou resist? If a placable and exorable, is that a word? Means capable of being persuaded or moved entirely. Exorable. Okay. Providence, make thyself worthy of the divine help and assistance. If all be mere confusion without any moderator or governor, then hast thou reason to congratulate thyself, that in such a general flood of confusion thou thyself hast obtained a reasonable faculty, whereby thou mayst govern thine own life and actions. But if thou beest carried away with the flood, it must be thy body perchance, or thy life, or some other thing that belongs unto them that is carried away. Thy mind and understanding cannot. Or should it be so, that the light of a candle indeed is still bright and lightsome until it be put out? And should truth and righteousness and temperance cease to shine in thee whilst thou thyself hast any being? Poof. Yeah, true. I don't even know how he made it to champion, honestly. Your prediction is always one. No, I don't know about that. Alright, we'll put it on here. Let's have a little look at what the next fight's going to be. Where are they fighting next week? Do you know where they're fighting next week? What do we got? Where's the main one? Ooh, Hamzat Shemaev versus Strickland. Alright, who's going to win that one? I think that's a pretty easy one. Yeah, that's pretty easy. That doesn't even count. No. King Green. Yeah, I'm picking Hamzat too. That one doesn't. Yeah, that's too easy though. That's the only one in probably the next 30-40 fights that you can guess without even looking at it. What about Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira? Have a look at that one. Tell me who you reckon will win between that. I reckon the Japanese guy will win. I want the Aussie to win, but I don't know if he'll win. I don't know. We'll see. The capybara. At the conceit and apprehension that such and such a one have sinned, thus reason with thyself, what do I know whether this be a sin indeed, as it seems to be? But if it be, what do I know but that he himself hath already condemned himself for it? And that is all one, what is it? And that is all one as if a man should scratch and tear his own face, and object of compassion rather than of anger. Again, that he that would not have a vicious man to sin, is like unto him that would not have moisture in the fig, nor children to whelp, nor a horse to neigh, nor anything else that in the course of nature is necessary. For what shall he do that hath such an habit? If thou therefore beest powerful and eloquent, remedy it if thou canst. If it be not fitting, do it not. If it be not true, speak it not. Ever maintain thine own purpose and resolution free from all compulsion and necessity. What's this? I don't see Vance, so no production in that fight. No prediction, yep. Alright, what about Volkov? Alexander Volkov, not Volkanovski. You know, the heavyweight Volkov. And Waldo Cortez Acosta. So two big boys. Have a look at them on Google, their last few fights. I'm going to go with Volkov. He's just a giant and he can pick you apart from the distance. I reckon that. But you let me know. Of everything that presents itself unto thee, to consider what the true nature of it is, and to unfold it, as it were, by dividing it into that which is formal, that which is material, the true use or end of it, and the just time that is appointed to last. It is high time for thee to understand that there is somewhat in thee better and more divine than either thy passions or thy sensual appetites and affections. What is now the object of my mind? Is it fear, or suspicion, or lust, or any such thing? Do nothing rashly without some certain end. Let that be thy first care. The next, to have no other end than the common good. For alas, yet a little while, and thou art no more. No more will any, either of those things that now thou seest, or of those men that now are living, be any more. For all things are by nature appointed soon to be changed, turned, and corrupted, that other things might succeed in their room. Remember that all is but opinion, and all opinion depends of the mind. Take thine opinion away. and then as a ship that hath stricken in within the arms and mouth of the harbour, a present calm, all things safe and steady, a bay, not capable of any storms and tempests, as the poet hath it. No operation whatsoever at he. So going down, yep. Ceasing for a while can be truly said to suffer any evil, because it is at an end. Neither can he that is the author of that operation, for this very respect, because his operation is at an end, be said to suffer any evil. Likewise then, neither can the whole body of all our actions, which is our life, even time at cease, be said to suffer any evil for this very reason, because it is at an end. Nor he truly be said to have been ill affected, that did put a period to this series of actions. Now this time or certain period depends of the determination of nature, sometimes of particular nature, as when a man dieth old, but of nature in general. However, the parts whereof thus changing one after another, the whole world still continues fresh and new. Now that is ever best and most seasonable, which is for the good of the whole. Thus it appears that death of itself can neither be hurtful to any in particular, because it is not a shameful thing, for neither it is a thing that depends, of our own will, nor of itself contrary to the common good. And generally, as it is both expedient and seasonable to the whole, that in that respect it must needs be good. It is that also which is brought unto us by the order and appointment of the divine providence, so that he whose will and mind in these things runs along with the divine providence, and by this concurrence of his will and mind with the divine providence, is led and driven along, as it were by God himself, may truly be termed and esteemed, or divinely led and inspired. This Volkov is good, but it's like a decision fight. Yeah, most likely. Most likely. He'll want to pick him apart from the outside. He'll want to pick. That's a good assessment. Let's go to the next one. So, what do we got? Yeah, it's too easy. What about Derek Lewis and Josh Hokett? Oh, is that crazy fighter? Remember that guy who he fucked up Curtis Blades, didn't he? Yeah, that madman. Whoa, that's going to be a great fight. Which one's that on? The 15th of June. Derek Lewis versus Josh Hokett. That's going to be a fun fight. Ooh, they're going to bang. They're going to fight hard. That's actually an exciting fight. Who do you reckon's going to win that one? That's going to be a knockout for sure, I reckon. Ooh, save that one in your calendar, boys. These three things thou must have always in a readiness. First, concerning thine own actions, whether thou doest nothing either idly or otherwise, then justice and equity do require. And concerning those things that happen unto thee externally, that either they happen unto thee by chance or by providence, of which two to accuse either is equally against reason. Secondly, like unto our bodies, a whilst yet rude and imperfect, until they be animated, and from their animation until their expiration, of what things they are compounded, and into what things they shall be dissolved. Thirdly, how vain all things will appear unto thee when, from on high as it were, looking down, thou shalt contemplate all things upon earth, and the wonderful mutability that they are subject unto, considering withal the infinite both greatness and variety of things aerial and things celestial that are round about it, and that as often as thou shalt behold them, thou shalt still see the same, as the same things, so the same shortness of continuance of all those things, and behold, these be the things that we are so proud and puffed up for. Cast away from thee opinion, and thou art safe. And what is it that hinders thee from casting of it away? When thou art grieved at anything, hast thou forgotten that all things happen according to the nature of the universe, and that him only it concerns who is in fault, and moreover, that what is now done is that which from ever hath been done in the world, and will ever be done, and is now done everywhere, how nearly all men are allied one to another by a kindred, not of blood, nor of seed, but of the same mind. Thou hast also forgotten that every man's mind partakes of the deity, and issueth from thence, and that no man can properly call anything his own, no, not his son, nor his body, nor his life, for that they all proceed from that one who is the giver of all things, that all things are but opinion, that no man lives properly, but that very instant of time which is now present, and therefore that no man whensoever he dieth can properly be said to lose any more than an instant of time. Derek Lewis is Yoel Romero. Just makes me think of it. He did poop his pants. He did. I'm not sure. He might have been the one that was dripping in the ring. That was pretty bad. Drip, 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 drip. Even the ref was like, what's going on here? Gotta clean that up with a bucket. Pretty sure they called the fight off. That's an OHS issue. You can't be fighting in shit. No siree. Let thy thoughts... Yeah, you're not gonna... I hope he doesn't do that. Romero is an alien. Yeah, he's a freak. He just knocked someone out like last week, didn't he? Or this week? He's still going strong. That fucking anomaly. Let thy thoughts ever run upon them, who once for some one thing or other were moved with extraordinary indignation, who were once in the highest pitch of either honour or calamity, or mutual hatred and enmity, or of any other fortune or condition whatsoever. Then consider what's now become of all those things. All is turned to smoke, all to ashes, and a mere fable, and perchance not so much as a fable. As also whatsoever is of this nature, as Fabius Catulinus in the field, Lucius Lupus, and Sterinius, I don't know, Tiberius, a Capri, and Velius Rufus, and all such examples of vehement prosecution in worldly matters, let these also run in thy mind at the same time, and how vile every object of such earnest and vehement prosecution is, and how much more agreeable to true philosophy it is for a man to carry himself in every matter that offers itself, justly and moderately, as one that followeth the gods with all simplicity. For a man to be proud and high conceited, that he is not proud and high conceited, is of all kind of pride and presumption the most intolerable. Mate, I remember Romero's been around forever. God, that brings back some memories. I love you, Bisping. I love you. To them that ask thee, where hast thou seen the gods, or how knowest thou? Certainly that there be gods, that thou art so devout in their worship. I answer first of all, that even to the very eye, they are in some manner visible and apparent. Secondly, neither have I ever seen mine own soul, and yet I respect and honour it. So then for the gods, by the daily experience that I have of their power and providence towards myself and others, I know certainly that they are, and therefore worship them. Herein doth consist happiness of life, for a man to know thoroughly the true nature of everything, what is the matter, and what is the form of it, with all his heart and soul, ever to do that which is just, and speak the truth. What then remaineth but to enjoy thy life in a course and coherence of good actions, one upon another immediately succeeding, and never interrupted, though for never so little a while. What's this? If Magni versus me 100 times, 99 times they're going to win because Magni is lightweight, no, I'm welterweight. I don't know. I think I might be a little bit heavier than you in some ways, boy. I think so. He might beat me when I have a six-pack, but as soon as that six-pack goes and we go back up to bulking, oh, you're in trouble, my friend. You are in trouble. I'd like to see you fighting, honestly. Maybe one day. Maybe one day the great Kushtab versus Magni. Versus the Magnificent One. We'll see what happens. That'd be a good day. Either way, I'd have fun. To them that ask thee, where hast thou seen the gods? Or how knowest thou certainly that there be gods? That thou art so devout in their worship? I answer first of all, that even to the very eye, they are in some manner visible and apparent. Secondly, neither have I ever seen mine own soul, and yet I respect and honour it. So then for the gods, by the daily experience that I have of their power and providence towards myself and others, I know certainly that they are, and therefore worship. I just repeated that. Herein doth consist happiness of life. No, I see that. Why am I repeating it? It is slide up on me. There is but one light of the sun, though it be intercepted by walls and mountains, and other thousand objects. There is but one common substance of the whole world, though it be concluded and restrained into several different bodies, in number infinite. There is but one common soul. They are divided into innumerable particular essences and natures. So is there but one common intellectual soul, though it seem to be divided. And as for all other parts of those generals which we have mentioned, as either sensitive souls or subjects, these are themselves, as naturally irrational, have no common mutual reference one unto another, though many of them contain a mind, or reasonable faculty in them, whereby they are ruled and governed. But of every reasonable mind, this the particular nature, that it hath reference to whatsoever is of her own kind, and desireth to be united. Neither can this common affection, or mutual unity and correspondency, be here intercepted or divided, or confined to particulars as those other common things are. It's not about weight, it's about reach. Hi. Look, Jones versus DC. DC is good fight, but Jones is bigger. So you don't reckon I could get on the inside? And, what about Mike Tyson? He didn't need much of a reach. What about that? What about Mighty Mouse? I'm pretty sure he was like the shortest fighter in every fight. What about Volkanovski in most fights? We don't count Islam. Most fights, he was always the shorter guy. It depends on the level of skill. So it's not about reach. Yeah, it's about skill. It depends though. If they're both equally skilled, then the person with more reach or height will probably win, because they can use that to their advantage. But if one is immensely, like I would probably be against you, is immensely greater at just fighting IQ and knowing how to get in and just being violent in particular, well, I think that would work in my advantage. If I really wanted to, I'd look at you as a threat to my life, but I'd also were you here for the readings of the Book of Five Rings? You gotta be there for that. That guy is the way I like to think. To cut an enemy down in 1,000 ways. There is but one light of the sun, though it be intercepted by walls and mountains, and other thousand objects. There is but one common substance of the whole world, though it be concluded and restrained into several different bodies, in number infinite. There is but one common soul, though divided into innumerable particular essences and natures. So is there but one common intellectual soul, though it seem to be divided. And as for all other parts of those generals which we have mentioned, as either sensitive souls or subjects, these are themselves, as naturally irrational, have no common mutual reference one unto another, though many of them contain a mind, or reasonable faculty in them, whereby they are ruled and governed. But of every reasonable mind, this the particular nature, that it hath reference to whatsoever is of her own kind, and desireth to be united. Neither can this common affection, or mutual unity and correspondency, be here intercepted or divided, or confined to particulars as those other common things are. I think you might have just inspired me to start training. I'm thinking about it now. Then we'll get some good footage after some training. And then we'll see. I've been, that's on the list. It is on the list of things to do. It's actually on the list. Get training and actually get in an MMA fight. I've always wanted to do that. There is but and other thousand objects. There is but one common substance of the whole world, though it be concluded and restrained into several different bodies, in number infinite. There is but one common soul. Yeah, there is but one common soul. They divided into innumerable particular essences and natures. So is there but one common intellectual soul, though it seem to be divided. And as for all other parts of the... You right, Ajax? Sneezing a lot. Parts of those generals which we have mentioned as either sensitive souls or subjects, These of themselves, as naturally irrational, have no common mutual reference one unto another, though many of them contain a mind, or reasonable faculty in them, whereby they are ruled and governed. But of every reasonable mind, this the particular nature, that it hath reference to whatsoever is of her own kind, and desireth to be united. Neither can this common affection, of mutual unity and correspondency, be here intercepted or divided, or confined to particulars as those other common things are. Oh, I don't know, the magnificent one, we never know. You can bet on yourself, otherwise you wouldn't even... You're going to need to believe in yourself. You're going to need it. You can't have any doubts. What is this? Book 12. 24. Alright. B12. Verse 24. We're nearly done. Oh, look at that. It's right. I'm just going to finish it. It's literally over. Oh, I'm just going to finish this. What doest thou desire? To live long. What? To enjoy the operations of a sensitive soul, or of the appetitive faculty? Or wouldest thou grow, and then decrease again? Wouldest thou long be able to talk, to think and reason with thyself? Which of all these seems unto thee a worthy object of thy desire? Now of all these thou doest find that they be but a little worth in themselves. Proceed on unto the last, which is, in all things to follow God and reason. But for a man to grieve that by death he shall be deprived of any of these things, is both against God and reason. What a small portion of vast and infinite eternity it is, that it is allowed unto every one of us, and how soon it vanisheth into the general age of the world, of the common substance, and of the common soul. Also, what a small portion is allotted unto us, and in what a little clod of the whole earth, as it were, it is that thou doest crawl. After thou shalt rightly have considered these things with thyself, fancy not anything else in the world any more to be of any weight and moment but this, to do that only which thine own nature doth require, and to conform thyself to that which the common nature doth afford. What is the present estate of my understanding? For herein lieth all indeed. As for all other things that are without the compass of mine own will, and if without the compass of my will, then are they as dead things unto me, and as it were mere smoke. To stir up a man to the contempt of death, this, among other things, is of good power and efficacy, that even they who esteemed pleasure to be happiness, and pain misery, did nevertheless many of them contemn death as much as any. And can death be terrible to him, to whom that only seems good, which is the ordinary course of nature is seasonable? To him, to whom, whether his actions be many or few, so they be all good, is all one. And who, whether he behold the things of the world, being always the same either for many years, or for few years only, is altogether indifferent. O man, as a citizen thou hast lived, and conversed in this great city the world, whether just for so many years or no, what is it unto thee? Thou hast lived, thou mayest be sure, as long as the laws and orders of the city required, which may be the uncommon comfort of all. But then should it be grievous unto thee, if, not a tyrant, nor an unjust judge, but the same nature that brought thee in, doth now send thee out of the world. And if the praetor should fairly dismiss him from the stage, whom he had taken in to act a while, oh, but the play is not yet at an end. There are but 3 acts yet acted of it. Thou hast well said, for in matter of life, 3 acts is the whole play. Now to set a certain time to every man's acting, belongs unto him only, who as first he was of thy composition, so is now the cause of thy dissolution. As for thyself, thou hast to do with neither. Go thy ways, then well pleased and contented, for so is he that dismisseth thee. Done. Ah. Oh, that's a good feeling. Another one down. We're going to have to go get the Odyssey and the Iliad. Whew, that's a good feeling. Alrighty, now I can get rid of all these ridiculous words. I'll be back. Just who knows? It's like the cat in the box experiment. You just never know. Like Schrodinger's cat, we got Kushtab's dog. Alrighty. Reading time. Have you played Omegle? Have you played that yet, Kushtab? I played that earlier. I got mogged by one, and then I mogged someone else. It's a fun game. I'm scared to play it on stream, just in case. I'll have to put it to this. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Alright, now I know. So I put it on the side, and then as long as there's not a penis on the screen, then I can drag it over to the actual main screen. Alright, we got it all sorted. We'll see what happens. Grandfather paradox. What are you talking about? Is a theoretical time travel puzzle where a traveler goes to the past and kills their grandfather before their parent is conceived, creating a contradiction where the traveler never existed to commit the act. It is a primary objection to backward time travel, highlighting issues with causality. Except that's not true because it's got nothing to do with the cat or the dog, but it creates a separate timeline. That's what had happened. You go back in time. I don't think you could go back in your own time. But technically you would, because if you're in your own dimension, you would be going back in your own time unless you cause a divergence of your own time. So maybe not. You know? Does that make sense? So that's my theory of the grandfather paradox. Hey, single lads, going, mate? You going good? Everybody's having a fun time. We're talking about Kushtab's dog, because we don't really know if he exists or not. So we compared it to Schrodinger's cat. Yeah, I'm going good, my friend. I'm going very well. Different timelines. Stop watching Marvel. Hey, like you know any better, my friend. Did you hear the Area 51? You got that Alice in Wonderland looking glass. They reckon they can look into the future and look back in time. So, you know, what about that? That's not Marvel. Nobody knows, because nobody's done time travel. Maybe. There are some odd photos where it looks like... You've probably seen those photos. What about you, Singleware? It looks like a Mike Tyson fight back in the day. It looks like someone has an iPhone. Well, there's weird photos where it looks like there's people dressed in modern day clothing back in the day, and this was before AI. Could have just been some good Photoshop, but I don't know. You never know. You don't know? Man. Nah, that's right. You get that. I don't know a lot of things. I don't know more than I do know, so... Yeah, that's right. I don't know more than I do know. Yeah. I'm a dumbass, really, you know. I'm a simple man. It is what it is. Bro, if aliens exist and they come in Area 51, that's all real. What? What are you saying? Bro, if aliens exist, which they do, aliens certainly exist. You have to be crazy to think aliens don't exist. Look at the vastness of the universe, yeah? Look at us. Come on, man. That's obvious. You know, there has to be aliens out there. There's too many weird shapes and things popping up on the radars, you know, for the Navy pilots. I mean, you know, the Air Force. There's just, you know, all the old stories. They can't all be bullshit. I tend to believe that guy that worked down there that oh, I can see he's fucked up. Bob Lazar, I think his name was. But yeah, I tend to believe half the stuff that came out of because I'm pretty sure like there was like an added element that was created down there, a new element, and that happened to be put into many things. It's quite interesting actually. They come in Area 51. That's all real. Do you reckon time travel's real? Do you reckon it's possible? What is this? Oh, you going deep in it now, bro. You can trap alien if they travel all the way to Earth. That are also advanced. Then how come? Then how humans? And how humans trap that kind of aliens? You know, they make mistakes. You know, maybe they're refueling. They got too close. Doesn't matter how good you are. Everybody can get caught. Doesn't matter how advanced you are. It's possible. You can have the best pilot in the world crash his plane. Maybe because look at the aliens. They can't really be like a main creature, you know? Look at them. They're strange looking fellas. So maybe they just printed off it like on a line, like a manufacturing line. And then they're a dime a dozen. Maybe they malfunction once in a while. And you know, they I don't know, maybe they'll have mind sex with each other. And they should have been flying the thing around, the UFO, and then they crashed, you know? It's like, you know, when you get a blowjob and you crash the car? It's kind of like that, but instead you're flying a UFO spaceship. What do you reckon about Alien Single? Do you reckon they're real? I reckon they're real, for sure. We're struggling to get on Mars in our solar system, and you talking about that. You can travel the universe. Or travel the universe to come to Earth, and we trap them. Of course. Of course. We can be super advanced and get fucked up. They can be super advanced and get fucked up, you know? It's like saying how does a human being get trapped or something like that on their own planet by, you know, by anything, you know, whether it be a lion in a cave or whatever, like, you know, things happen. You can get eaten by a mountain lion, you know. There's many weird comparisons, so you never know. You gotta think outside the box, Kushtab. Usually you're pretty good at that. I believe aliens exist, but if they come to Earth, they're gonna be so advanced than humans. They can be more advanced and still get caught. Like, listen to this, yeah? Like, look at it like, look at Captain Cook. How did Captain Cook die? He went and messed with the Polynesians, you know? And yes, you know, they messed up the Aborigines when they came because they threw steers and they shot them with muskets. But then when they were mucking around with this tribe in Polynesia, I'm pretty sure they killed him, you know, and ate him probably. So, you know, like, and they were far more advanced, you could say. Like, you know, do you think, like, if like, you couldn't, like, a modern day human wouldn't get fucked up and trapped by, like, ancient prehistoric humans? I believe aliens exist, but if they come to Earth, they're gonna so advanced than humans. Yeah, they might be more advanced, Gustav. Unless they bring the cavalry, like, it looks like they just bring scout ships. I haven't heard of them bringing lasers or anything like new like that. They just seem to have really good ships. Do you believe they've come to Earth before? Even for a visit? Like, do you believe, like, some of them are in the sky, like, here and there, they come down? They don't seem to want to fight. They wouldn't be stupid enough to bring a weapon here anyway in case we got our hands on it. I reckon, yeah. That's what I reckon. Well, if we were an advanced society, I'd send scout ships. If I knew our ships were like a million times better than theirs and could just go, like, be traveling at what, you know, 20,000 kilometers an hour, stop and zip in the opposite direction instantly without having to turn or anything. They just do like maybe a slight little tilt, turn, pan, whatever. What's that? Pitch. I think there's another thing. Pitch, roll. There's another word. Yaw. You know, I think, you know, they can just take off in an instant in the opposite direction. So I don't think they'd. I'd send a ship like that too. I wouldn't send any weapons just in case. Just in case. No. You gotta think deep. You gotta think deep on these things. They're surface level, and then we gotta think deeply. What do you mean? You didn't think what I said though. I learned lots of things, but you need to learn more. Yeah, we all need to learn more. Never stop learning. Are humans have more time on Earth or dinosaurs? Well, I don't know that one. I'm not a paleontologist. I haven't studied that one. Hmm. I don't know. I imagine dinosaurs, maybe. Humans, it's like they've been around too long, really. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Did you study that? Night, guys. Too many complicated questions. Alright, good night, Queen. Stay magnificent. If you're leaving. Where are those rooms? This universe is 13 billion years old. Nobody knows that, mate. As a perspective, we are just new here. Dinosaurs were evaluated to 200 million years, and we are just like 500 or a little more than that. Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that shit? People say, listen, man. How can anyone know how old the universe is? Is that not an arrogant thing for anyone to say? Is it not? Is it not arrogant? Nobody even knows how the universe was made. They just make up a theory. Oh, it was the Big Bang. How do you know that? Oh, it's the best theory we've got. Nobody knows shit. All right, that's my opinion on that. It's an extremely... Who can claim to know that? Oh, this is how old the sun is. This is how old the universe is. By looking at these stars and looking at this, so we can measure it. And you can't measure fuck all. You don't know nothing about nobody knows anything about the universe. What about space-time distortion? What about, what is it? What's Einstein's thing? The theory of relativity, relativity theory. What about all that sort of stuff? Nobody knows nothing. And then you get all these things. Oh, we thought they've been around for this, or dogs have been around maybe with humans for 5,000 years, maybe 10,000, maybe 50,000. It keeps changing all the time, depending on what bones they find, depending on how leveled up their machine is, depending on all sorts of weird shit. I don't really believe half of it anymore. I realize they don't know anything. They're all just guessing. Nobody knows how old the universe is. I think I literally had that at the very start. That's on page 1 of my book. I said that. Nobody knows. It's funny you say that, actually. Where I just say reality. I'm not trying to argument with you, believe it or not. No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying what I'm thinking too. It's reality science is not evaluated on guessing. It is guessing. It is. We estimate that the Earth is 5 billion years old. We assume, do you really believe it? Do you really believe it, for a fact? Because how can they know? I'm struggling with an answer. Like they don't really know what killed the dinosaurs. They have a guess. They have an idea. And it's probably right what they said about the dinosaurs. But Yeah, you know, a lot of science changes over time. Like they used to think that like your skull shape determined things. You know, like there's been a lot of pseudo sciences out there over the history and over the years. Like for the longest time, people believed we went around like the sun revolved around us, not us around the sun. Oop, little fart. But you know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows nothing. Otherwise, they'd know the chicken and the egg. You know, they'd know all these things. But that's an easy one. The egg became before the chicken. That's actually easy. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying nobody knows. They can claim to know, but they don't know. See what I'm saying? Yeah, it's because I'm right. It's true. Like they say, oh, like these people have been around for this long, or these people have been around for that long, and then some new science comes out and it changes the whole course of history. You know, like they could like get a new measurement tool, like you know, it could be upgraded or something like that, and all of a sudden, all their estimations for like how long the star is going to be around for is going to change completely. Like no one knows anything, man. Like nobody really knows like when we're gonna die. We can't even figure out cancer and shit like that properly. Like or at least have you know something out there to fix it. Like there probably is a cure. But you know what I mean? We can't even get our own shit together, and we reckon we know how old the universe is. You know, that's such a crazy thing to say. That's why it's called a theory. Nobody knows. It's arrogance to say that they know the age of the universe. It's like saying, you know, to the millisecond when your granddad came in your grandmother. What horseshit, you know? It's true. It's not possibly observable. It's like saying you know exactly when you're going to die. You can only estimate. Like, don't get me wrong, Krishtab, I don't think the Earth is flat. You know, that's just crazy. But I'm not. I do have some level of thinking going on. It's like arguing about people just don't know many things, mate. Oh, my skin so dry. Going to sleep with you, Kushtab, if you're still there. Do you sleep on your back or on your sides? Because I'm thinking about doing a challenge where I sleep on the floor for 30 days. But ideally, you want to be a person who sleeps on your back. Oh well, we'll get there. I'll teach myself. I'll force the body to do it. Get to change. Well, it's too late now. Hey, happy days. Another day done. Alright, page 169. That's what we want. Happy days. Alrighty. Suppose we'll get on to do Doomblade. I'm gonna keep doing Doomblade now. Haven't done that in a while. Ah, cool, just chatting then. I'll do some GeoGuessr soon too. What do you reckon? Is anyone there? What do we got? Phasmophobia, Doomblade, GeoGuessr. Doomblade should be easy. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's see what we can do. Alrighty. Haven't played this in a couple of days. Get back into it. 9%. Not bad. Alright, double jump. Who's fast? Who's this fella? Contains a living voidaborn. This precious creature evolved in the void, and our great Dreadmaster asked me to study its natural speed. It's the greatest honor of my existence, and I'm not just saying that because our lords are always watching. Ah, so step away from the tank unless you wish to upset the butcher. Yeah, I want to fight him. Let's go. I tried to stay away, but I just couldn't help it. Happy days. Ooh. Through the void we go. Where the fuck did that take us? Interesting. So right here. Where are we? That's the void. Yeah, I was hoping to get a look right on him. Alright. Come on. Alright, there we go. Nothing. It's a complete waste of time. Let's just go back through here. Alright, go through this way. Use some bones. Oh, why didn't you let him jump? Oh, something's holding us down. Hey, elbow. There we go. Skills. Alright, nothing in there. Maybe. Nothing in here. Yeah. Where do we want to go? Back to the right and down. Alright, we'll go down here. Have a look. See what we can find. Alright. Ah, it's that stupid. Yeah. We'll find a way to sneak on down there. Or where do we go? Take that to that weird demon lord. He'll know what to do with that. He'll have some idea. As if. You fuck. But I keep nearly dying. I was flying through this last time. Come on, we're gonna do better than that. We must do better. This is Death Mask, dude. Yep, give me. Yeah, the world thanks me for throwing a sickle into a fire. That makes a lot of sense. Whatever you want, dude. Whatever you'd like. Alrighty, how do I do this one? To be able to climb the wall somehow. Damn it, come on, there's gotta be a way. Figured it out. But I can't even win. Fuck. I'm dead. What? I guess I'm not supposed to make it down there just yet. Alright. I got ahead of myself. That's okay. We can manage that. You fuck. Slow and steady. Alright, so I do need to figure out some crazy jump in there. Alright. We gotta learn how to read. We're illiterate. It's a big problem. Alright, come on. Figure it out. Come on. Bro, this game's so slow. Yes. What is this? But I want to read it. Okay, beast area, all this stuff. Great. Not really gonna help me though, is it? but a small fragment. Alright, it's this weird rift. Gotta figure out how to get up there. It'll be somewhere. Right. Didn't do anything. Damn. Yeah, we're gonna have to go all the way back. Is there ain't nothing here? That shows a way to fast travel. Damn, we're gonna have to go all the way back. Damn, all the way down there. Suppose we'll go down this way, see if I can make it back down. But I've already been down here. Yeah, there's not much I can do. Was there something I can do right there? Looks like there's some right here. can't I go up there? I can't jump high enough. I gotta figure out this new this void world. I have to be down here. Right back to where we began. Alright, come on. Come on. Give me some. Alrighty. It's definitely gonna be through here then. I'm gonna go upstairs here. Right, now we're getting some. I didn't know if you hit him 3 times, that he transformed into that. Alright, now we're definitely getting somewhere. Ooh. Damn it, alright. That's tricky. But that's the one we're gonna be. Alright. Easy. Fuck off. Fuck. Ah, just kill me now. Ah, how do I do this? I gotta get around him. You gotta keep moving. You can't hit you while you're moving. Alright. Bro, I'm so bad at this. Take. Come on. I'm already dead. Alright, we did it. Oh! Probably should save there. I wonder if I have to restart it if I go back. That'd be funny. That would be funny. What do we got here? Thundermancy, the power to power up machines. I'm confused now. Right click, right trigger, what's going on? Wait, what's going on? It took forever to do that. You just gotta hit it 500,000 times. We'll get there. We'll just go up. I didn't seem to want to go anywhere that time. Remember what the key is there. Ah, there we go. So you can shoot those things, alright. Nice. I guess we did learn something. Maybe I can shoot something here then. I see. It's not this one. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Alright, come on my little friend. Alright. We're getting there. And there's gotta be more. How the fuck should I get to that side? There's another way into it. There must be. Could be way down there and around there too. Yes. Where's that other spot with it? Down there? Yeah, it's down here. Yep, pretty sure it's down here. Yes. Oh, he stumped the fuck out of me. I'm gonna need to save down that little hole there. Fuck, all the way down here. Gotta remember that one. No! We're doing so well. Alrighty. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. You got any special deals for me, mate? You have to attack him from long distance. Last time I got smashed to pieces. Whoa. Thanks for the veins, bro. Alright. You got nothing. Nothing at all. That was easy. How for my brother? Wow, that blade is sharp. Nothing but brothers, but you know the Blackberry is ways bigger. Ah, so we got another weapon coming up. I hope so. Suppose we'll just go through here. Give me all your stuff, mate. Alright, so it's gonna be down here. This is the next part of the mission. Alright, getting there. So we come down here. Get all this stuff up. What do you got for me? Please help us. The blight bearers may have something precedent, and now it has a taste for the shroom juice. It forces us to juice our own, to sacrifice barrels and barrels of juice. That is wild. That's just not good, is it? Unable to read it. Ready. Here we go. Alright, what do we got here? Right, how do we get out of that? Bro, get out of there. What the hell is that? What's going on? Let's try that again. Come on. Ah, it's not a good way to start. Alright, so we're gonna smash and hit it. Ready? Out of there. Oh, rails. Glitched out a little there. It's okay though. Getting closer. Slowly but surely. Alright. Try that again. It's not even hard. It's not even hard. Not even hard. Alright, let's go. Fuck. Right. But can you smash these things really quickly? Alright, can't be that hard. I know what to do, it's just not getting hit by those things. Oh, it sort of saved it from there, did it? Nice. Okay. No, we can do it. Just like that. Right, yeah, party time, bitches. What do we got? Shadow form. Solid matter won't matter to you. Nice. Oh, nice. That's all we're talking about, baby. Fuck yeah. Hey, you cunt. So there's another way we didn't go down there. We whoop their asses. Yeah, what's down the other side? Hooray, party time. What do we got? Bum, 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 bum. Alright, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be easy. Wonder there's a way. I need to keep exploring. Go. So we're talking about that extra. That's hedonism. This shrimp's getting fucked up. hedonism. I love it. There we go. So we can't go anywhere further down there right now. Okay. Can't go down there. We gotta find it back to that one. Go back. Or should I check? Nah, we gotta check the other way. I'm missing it. There's some more. There's more this way. I know there is. There's gotta be. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Yes, I knew there was more shit down here. Yeah. Interesting. Ah, fuck. All the way back here now. Scatterborn with brute with a taste for the slaughter, but none so loathsome as the Dreadmaster, a toad-licking swine whose noxious visions and loathsome inventions spark their conquest. These are the Dreadlords that chained me down. We must find them so they can die. Yes, ma'am. Oh no, it's about to get hard, isn't it? Welcome to my lair. A hint to make things fair. Be patient and beware. Strike as I'm charging through the air. Strike as you're charging through the air. And we did. Getting so old. Serious now. We can do it. Fuck. Right. I'm so silly. What the fuck? Right. This is wild. So I'm gonna avoid those blasts. Come on, motherfucker. Fuck you, man. What's the trick with that kind? I can't read his pattern. Damn. Cannot get hit once. Fuck you, man. Come on. Fuck you, bro. Can't even figure it out. You have to do it immediately after he throws it. Just kill me. Yeah. What the fuck? How do you time that? This is one of the easy ones too. This is so sad. Fuck you, man. I actually did it. What a miracle. Told you. Grim Reaper. Flee through the waste that lies in your path. Oh, there's gonna be something here. Alrighty. You're aware of them. Back to the void. Come on, running from destiny. This is not the right way. Not by any stretch of the imagination. We can do better than that. can't go down there. Okay. Alright. Let's go back to where we were at the start. Did we even get up there back when? Wild. I don't know how we got up there the first time. Come on. I got no idea. It's just not down that way. Dead end. Nothing up there either. Right, where do we go? We're still going down this way. So fucking sad, man. Can't get up there, can't get around there. Down here. I'm sure I would have tried that one. Alright, fuck it. Alrighty. Quiet night, a long time. Good. Nice. Peaceful. I like it. Alrighty. If anyone's there, stay magnificent. Have a good one.